This is Arnold Lin from MMA Ring Report. I am here with Bill, the Butcher Mahood. Haven't seen you in MMA action lately. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you?
Well, you know, Arnold, I've moved down to Vancouver. I'm helping to run the Revolution fight team at the Fortress. So my life's been busy managing, training guys, running camps. Not a whole lot of time for myself lately.
Last time we saw you in action was at the Playboy Mansion. First of all, tell us what that was like, fighting in the Playboy Mansion.
Man, the Playboy Mansion's pretty cool. It was funny because when I was offered the fight, I mean, I didn't even ask who. It was just like, Playboy Mansion, sure, done, when? There's no who, no how much. It's like, sure. I mean, the Playboy Mansion's awesome. You get to see the grotto. You get to hang out with, Half, and they got the bunnies there. And it started out great and ended out kind of lousy.
Obviously, it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Tell us about the fight.
Well, we kind of figured, Southworth's a tough guy, and I had a guillotine I'd been working on with Jeff Glover a fair bit, and he was gurgling. He threw a punch, caught me on my rib, and it actually ended up tearing the bottom floating rib right off the cartilage. So, when that happened, I let go of him, made a funny noise. I tried to keep going again, re-grabbed him, but, it just wasn't happening. So Bobby actually sat up, and I'm telling him, you broke my rib, and he's like, well, tap, and I couldn't move my arm. I'm like, oh, I can't tap, Bobby. And he was laughing at me, so the fight, got stopped, and, ended up having to leave the Playboy Mansion, miss the after party, go to the hospital. It's kind of a lousy night.
Missing the after party at the Playboy Mansion, that must have stung.
Yeah, especially when all your friends are texting you and telling you about the after party. It's, pretty lousy.
Tell us, you haven't been in action for a little bit. It's been a year now. When's the next time we're going to see you in MMA action, if at all?
Well, the Fortress, the Revolution fight team, everything's getting organized now. We're really putting a big push on finding some new members and such. So my job's now kind of easing up a little bit. The first year was pretty tough on getting everything set up and organized. Now I'm able to get back in there and train with all the guys. And I figure, if I'm training with all these young studs and getting beat up on a regular basis, I may as well at least give myself the 15 minutes of fun of getting in the ring and, hitting somebody else for a change. So I'd like to get back in there in the new year. I mean, I'm 42 coming up here, and I still got a few more.
I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. We got Rich Franklin. He's going to be taking him on Dan Henderson. Who do you got in that fight, and why?
Dan Henderson in a heartbeat. He's a buddy of mine, but man, Dan Henderson's a beast. He's been around forever. He's fought everybody at every weight class. The guy's got a heart of a lion. He swings for the fences. My heart says to Dan Henderson.
Okay, one guy that you have some experience against, that's going to be Forrest Griffin. He's going to be taking Rashad Evans. Not the fight that some people were looking for, but should be a good test for him. Who do you got in that fight, and why?
Man, I like Forrest. He's a great guy. Forrest, I think, is bigger than Rashad. I think Forrest is a lot more durable than Rashad. And I think Forrest is probably a more all-around better fighter in every aspect. He may not be the best at any one thing, but Forrest is one of those most complete fighters out there.
Final thoughts for the fans out there who'll be looking forward to seeing the Butcher back in action again?
I just love MMA. I want to be involved in it at every level, and training with all these young guys just makes you want to get in the ring and fight. It's tough to go and corner Cajun Johnson winning titles and Bibiano Fernandez winning titles, and and go with Dennis Kang, who's now with the UFC, and I'm on all these cards watching everybody fight, and I'm training, so I want to get in there a little bit. It's an addiction that I just can't shake.
We talked about Dennis Kang. It's going to be our last question here. He's going to be fighting the UFC, just signed a deal. How good is Dennis Kang going to do, or not good going to do, in the UFC?
Dennis Kang's going to light it up. I mean, we have not yet seen the best Dennis Kang. I mean, he's been on this incredible, learning slope. Guys, they see him. He's been in the top 10 list. He's had a couple of, misadventures where he's lost a couple of fights, but I think he's won a lot of confidence in losing the fights, and that's to say that he's the kind of guy who he takes back to the drawing board the things that he learns in a loss, and he comes back out stronger. And we're training with Dennis right now. He's in Vancouver at Revolution. We're doing seminars out at Zuma in Victoria, and man, Dennis is he's rocking right now. You're gonna see a whole new Dennis Kang out there.
Thanks a million for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Arnold. Talk again.